If you are coming on this trip, hold your bow, hold your money, hold it well. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. We've got something interesting to discuss today. So I'll be sharing a breakdown of my trip to Kenya, Nairobi and Mombasa, how much I spent, the places I stayed, and everything in between. So stick around. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome. Subscribe, like and share this video, and we'll get right into it ASAP. So like I mentioned, I'll be sharing how much I spent on this trip and the processes involved, the things I experienced, so it can be easy if you're planning to visit Kenya, the things you look out for. I hope I'll be able to cover everything extensively, but if not, you're welcome to drop your questions in the comment section. So let's get right into it. One thing I want you to know is that Kenya is expensive. It is very, very expensive, and I'm not being dramatic. We are going to get to that story later on. It is expensive, first of all, and before I came on this trip, I was doing my research on places to visit. Then I saw Sola, like a video to Kenya, and I'm like, you know what? I think maybe I should just go to Kenya. And I did some research about the country, what you need to know, the things you need to do, what the weather was like there, and also the political activities there, because you don't want to go to a country where there's buzz up and down. Do you understand? You don't want any drama. But the major reason why I went on this trip, I think I'll start with that, was I needed a break. I was getting overwhelmed with work, getting overwhelmed with life, and I just needed a breathing space. And some would say, why don't you check out some cool places in Lagos or Nigeria? I won't lie, there's something that traveling to a new country does to you. I can't explain it till you experience it, but it makes you feel lighter. You are clear-headed, you're in a new environment, new space, new weather, new culture, and you're like, you know what, let me just take it all in. My troubles, they're gone, at least in that instance. And I won't lie, that is exactly how I felt when I booked this trip. I won't lie, it's been an amazing couple of days. I'm still in Kenya, and it's been an amazing experience so far. So travel, like they always say, your money, what do they always say? Something about your money won't come back, time will not come back, but you get the old gist. Travel, it is very important to see the world in a different light, in a different view. So very important. So we'll be getting right into it. First, we're going to cover 3 to 4 categories in this video. The first being the visa, secondly the flight tickets, accommodation, and food, and everything in between. So starting off with the visa, Kenya is not visa free. I know they made an announcement early in the year that they've made it visa free for some countries, but sadly Nigeria isn't one of them. A mistake that I would say would be that there's something called the East Africa visa or something. I don't know if I got that correctly, but that visa gives you the ability to explore some African countries. I didn't really do my research. It gives you a pass. It's like the Schengen visa for African countries. I don't know if that makes sense, but that would have given me the opportunity to explore other countries, some African countries visa free. But I didn't do that, so I just got my Kenya visa. It's not really a visa per se. It's a visa, but they just rebranded it and called this an ETA. They called it an ETA. So I had to apply for that, and it took me 3 to 4 days, because I applied on Thursday, if I'm correct. I applied on a Thursday and I got a response on Monday. So the response time is quite fast. And I applied online on their website and I got a response on Monday. So that's automatically cleared me. I was able to travel with that. If you're a Nigerian traveling, you need to get that ETA. And I got it, I think I paid $150, if I'm correct. Yeah, I paid like $150 for that. Before I even go into the next phase of this video, it is very important for you to do your research. So this is the first time that I will be going on a solo trip that I planned myself. I mean, I and my boyfriend, but I didn't use like any external travel company like I did when I traveled to Ghana. But this time I decided to like plan it myself. I did my research on visa, on places to stay, how to go about the process, even down to places to visit right in Kenya. So it is very important to do your research. Go to YouTube videos. Alma has like interesting videos about Kenya. There are a lot of people that share like their experience and places to go, places to avoid, like those tiny details. And also it's very important to like check if you have like, if there are options for cheaper flights, right? It is very, very important to like carry out your research. So for me, what did I do? I checked out TikTok. Amazing thing. I checked out TikTok for places to visit here, and also I had like people who have been to Kenya before, so I had to like ask them questions. How do you make payments? Because I mean, you know, in Nigeria, the way we do our things here, it's like very different. But here in Kenya, they have something called the M-Pesa app, the platform that helps you to like send money, and I was able to like move money from my wise to the M-Pesa app. I had to get a new SIM, by the way, which because your phone number is like your account number. Your phone number is your account number, so I was able to do that. So that's like helped me sort out some expenses. So yeah, that made it quite easy for me to do. Now, in terms of funds, in terms of budgeting, this trip this trip is like a budget trip. I will lie to you. And when I was coming to Kenya, I said I wasn't going to spend more than $1,500. That was flights, food, accommodation inclusive. And praise be, I don't think I've actually exceeded it, if I'm being honest. I said I wasn't going to spend more than 1.5, and if I'm stretching a bit, maybe like 1.7. But it won't enter 2K. No, it will not. It will not enter 2K. So I had to like stick to my budget, which like had to do with checking out airlines that were like affordable. I mean, affordable yet still safe, because I mean, you don't want to jeopardize your safety. So I had to ensure that my budgets were the decisions I was making in terms of flights, accommodation, and food were like in that budget. Which now brings me to the second one, which is flight. So when I was going to Kenya, I used the Kenya Airways. I mean, which one would I have used? I used Kenya Airways, although I checked out like some options. I think I saw Airpeace, I saw like some other, I can't really remember at the moment. I saw like some airlines, but I went with Kenya Airways. And the interesting part of this trip is that, would you believe that a return trip to Nairobi from Nigeria costs 1,300 to 1.5? That's for economy. And Nigeria to Mombasa costs 750. I'm like, the math is not actually mathing. What is going on? That was how I made the decision. You know what? Nairobi will be the last place I will go to. So I booked my flight from Nigeria to a return trip, by the way. Nigeria to Mombasa. I had like a how many hours layover in Nairobi before heading to Mombasa for $750. Praise be. Yeah, it was $750. So that like covered everything. So I got to Mombasa. Then a couple of days later, which I'm going to get into, I went to Nairobi using the train. The train is quite affordable. So the exchange rate is one thing I'm going to mention. So it was more, the conversion I did was dollar to shillings. They use shillings here in Kenya. And I have to say, our naira is going through a lot. It is not rising. It is embarrassing. I won't even lie to you. Naira is shit. I love Nigeria. I love my country, but I won't lie. The truth has to be told, because what exactly is going on? The exchange rate was so shitty. I won't lie. $1 is 135 Kenyan shillings. Yeah, $1 is 135 Kenyan shillings. So that was like the exchange rate that I used even when I was here. So That is it for the flights. That is it for the flights. Oh, also on the flights, I know a lot of people say, oh, there are different ways to get cheaper flights. Maybe like use the incognito mode. That one did not work for me. Oh, I tried it to get cheaper flights. It did not work. But some people swear they are like methods to getting cheaper flights. So I don't know how that works. I don't know how it works. So the next part would be still under the breakdown of expenses. Next one will be accommodation. So when I was planning this trip, I said I wasn't I made the decision not to stay in hotels. I don't actually have a particular reason, but I just decided, you know what, let me just try Airbnbs. So I went to the Airbnb website, I signed up, then I started like narrowing down my options. Remember earlier I said I had to drop, excuse me, I had to like get down at I said get down as if it was Mulu where I took shit. Anyway, I had to stop at Mombasa right first. So I narrowed down my options in Mombasa, read a lot of reviews about the place I stayed, and I won't lie, I totally loved the place I stayed. I wish I did like a recording of the place, but I won't lie, I had a great time. And the location, the host Bernice, she's an amazing human, right? And a night in Mombasa where I stayed cost me $23. Yeah, $23 for a night, and I stayed there for 3 days. Yeah, for 3 days. So that was how much the cost was in Mombasa. And in Mombasa is an interesting place. Mombasa is freaking hot. The sun rises as early as 6:30, and I'm not being dramatic, and I'm not lying. The sun is out by 6:30. It is extremely hot, but it's an amazing place. It is slow. It can be super slow. Like, don't stress them. They wake up at their own time, do their things at their own pace. You can't rush them. On Sundays, you can't see any shops opened till like maybe 2 or 3 p.m. I won't lie, it's an interesting city, and I loved every bit of it because I wasn't ready for the rush, the hype. I just wanted something slow, something that is relaxing, and Mombasa did that for me. In terms of the places that I visited in Mombasa, I had like a couple of locations in mind because I don't want to like flood my itinerary with a lot of activities. The goal was to rest on this trip, and I'm so glad I did that. I had a good time resting. So the places I visited, the first one was Fort Jesus. It's like an old an historical place in Mombasa. If you've watched Shogun like not Shogun, that is it a Korean movie or something? Like, some of the storyline is quite similar to what my guide like was telling me about the place, right? And yeah, I went to Fort Jesus, and I paid $12 to do that, and I paid my tour guide 1,500 shillings. Remember I said $1 is 135. How much is that in dollars again? Anyway, I think that's around like $20. I'm correct, $25 though. Yeah, I paid my tour guide that, and it took me around the place. It was a swell and amazing moment. I went to Old Town as well. I won't say, to be honest, I can't really remember how much I spent on food, but it's always around 2,000 Kenyan shillings. That's why I said the exchange rate is mad. Like, see, if you are coming on this trip, hold your bar, hold your money, hold it well, because it's freaking expensive. Where else did I go? The second place, so Mombasa doesn't really have like a lot of activities, like places you can visit. It's just for you to like just while away time. I visited the Pembe in Mbili. That's like the location with the elephant tusk. The place is also like an historical place, right? It is free. It's just like it's on the road basically, so you don't have to pay any gate fee. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, transportation. They use Uber. Uber is working there, Uber and boats. I was usually using Uber for my transport. They're always around, because where I was staying, it wasn't so far to some of these places I was visiting, so my Uber was around maybe like $5 to $10 500, 600 Kenya shillings, like something around that rate, yeah. But I had someone pick me up from the airport. Thanks to my host, she recommended someone, so he paid me. He took me, and I paid him like 1,500 shillings for that. So it made my transportation in Mombasa easy. That was perfect. It made like my transportation easy. Then the other part of this trip, which is I've mentioned accommodation. We've discussed accommodation for Mombasa. So after 3 days, I left for Nairobi using the train. You have to get to the Mombasa terminus, but for you to use the train, you need to book your tickets online, which I did. The interesting part about this trip is that the economy and the first class, what's it called, is so, like, I don't even understand it. So for the first class tickets, it is 4,500 shillings, and the regular coach is 1,500. I'm like, I beg, is it not the same location we are all going to? The experience was good for me, even though like I stayed in the economy, the regular one. And like I said earlier, this is a budget trip, so we are not ready to like be spending anyhow. Even with the fact that I stayed in like the economy, the basic like payments, I had a good time. Was really good. So the train is for 6 hours. The train to Nairobi is for 6 hours. And when I got there, I booked my Uber. When I got there, it was raining like crazy. So Nairobi and Mombasa like 2 worlds apart. Nairobi is extremely cold. Mombasa is extremely hot. Like, can it just like beat in the middle or something? Well, I really enjoyed the weather in Nairobi. Like, I really enjoyed it, the weather. Even though it is fast paced, the weather was like really good. So if you're thinking of me wearing short skirts, better go and look for oversized jackets and just like hold it with you, I'm telling you. So my accommodation in Nairobi cost me like for a day $25 as well. See, whenever people tell me that they are staying in apartments worth 120, well, some people, see, we are all different people, and the things we want are different, right? Some may say they spent $150 on accommodation. I'm like, that's a lot. And I saw apartments in that range, right? But like I said, I'm on a budget trip, so even the place I'm staying right now, it is pretty much comfortable. It is also accessible to the local store, the food marts, basically anywhere you want to go. It's so close to like some of the places I went to. So close to them. So yeah, $25 for a night. Yeah, it was really good. In terms of activities that I did in Nairobi, I did like 4 activities: go-karting, zip lining, what else again? Go-karting, zip lining. Those are the activities I did. I think those are like some of the activities I did. If I remember the rest, I'll put them in the comment section or the description. So the first one was the go-karting, an amazing experience. It cost me $12. Yeah, go-karting was $12. Yeah, so up to like $12 or $15 for 10 minutes. An amazing experience, I won't lie to you. I was like feeling like Lewis Hamilton. So I jammed one tires that were on the road, but it was an amazing experience. I had a good time. And from there I went to jump by something Fox, yeah, to do the zip lining. It's an amazing experience. They had like series of activities. You can do the zip lining, or you can jump on the airbag, or use the swing. The swing is currently not functioning right now, so I did the zip lining. Oh my god, I have like this crazy fear of heights, and the zip lining was an amazing experience. I think it cost me like $15 to do. Yeah, it was an amazing experience. Oh yeah, another activity that I did was visiting the national park. Oh my god, I'll say that was the highlight of this trip. So I visited the national park, Elephant Orphanage, and national park, Elephant Orphanage, and what's the last one? The Giraffe Center. Yeah, the giraffe center. And this is like a 3-in-1 package. So how I got my guide, thanks to Google. when I before I left Nigeria, I was trying to like do some research, but I couldn't like get something tangible till I got to Nairobi. And I used this website, getyourguide.com, and I got a guide called Rumor Travels and Tours. Yeah, and it was a seamless experience. I was the total budget, let me calculate it so that I don't make a mistake. Remember I said $1 is $1 is 135, and for these 3 locations that I went to, that's the game drive, the elephant orphanage, and the giraffe center, I paid 10,800 Kenya shillings, and that is how much in dollars. Let me see. 10,800 135, that's in total $80. That is how much I paid for this trip, and it was so worth it. It was really worth it. The first game drives, we had to like see different animals, from the zebras, the giraffes, the lions. It was amazing. We had to like drive for like 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. Then after that, we went to the elephant center, the elephant orphanage, and to see some baby elephants, and then the giraffe center where we fed some giraffes. So the total package, I'm going to drop their website in the description if you want to like check them out. They gave me a good time. They picked me up on time because I left my apartment 5:50. They came to pick me up, and they also dropped me back home. So it was an amazing experience. One place that I didn't really visit that was on my list was the Maasai market, like the local market. I didn't get to visit the place, but yeah, I wish I did, but nah. On the flip side, I mean, the experiences I had here was a good one, so I would say not going didn't really like make a lot of difference. I mean, I had a good time regardless, because like I said, I just wanted to relax. I don't want to like overpack my days with so many activities. Unnecessary at all. Now, to the other part that always stresses me out whenever I'm traveling, what to pack. I'm always indecisive. Remember, they have like limitations with the weight you can carry, the weight of things you can carry, right? And I was just packing different things. Although I had a list, which I'm going to share in the description for you to like download. I had like, I can be clumsy sometimes when I'm confused, but for this trip I ensure that I worked with a list so that I don't pack unnecessary things that I don't need on this trip, from clothes to shoes to essentials. And since I was staying in an Airbnb apartment, I bought a door lock. It was very important because you have to be security conscious. I wish I bought pepper spray, but yeah, I had no need to use it here though. But in terms of security, I got a door lock from Ajala Tours. I'll add their description. I'll add their page in the description for you to check them out. They are quite affordable as well. I did that for safety measures. So yeah, it's very important for you to travel with a list. Very important. And like I said, remember, Nairobi is cold. I did not know that. Even though I checked the weather, I thought it was going to be like hot everywhere. Mombasa was hot, but Nairobi was freaking cold, and I didn't take like jackets with me. I only had like a sweater or something, but I wish I like took something longer to like help with the cold. Yeah. Also, I'm almost done with this video, so I'll say that the total amount I spent was like leaning towards 2k. I think everything was 1,800 and something, but it did not enter 2k, which was my initial plan. The food were quite expensive because I did some shopping when I got here, right? The food items, grocery shopping were quite pricey, but yeah, I got some cheap stuff. And another thing you need to know is that if these people know that you are a foreigner, they might try to like extort you a bit, give you like pricey stuff and things like that, like give you like a higher price, but you have to learn how to negotiate. They negotiate here, unless you are Darocha's second wife or child. You have to learn how to negotiate. So I did a lot of negotiation, beating down prices down to their tuk-tuk. They call their keke tuk-tuk, and I took that a lot when I was in Mombasa. So yeah, it's very important for you to be able to negotiate. I really hope this video is helpful. If you have any questions, you can send them in the comment section. Yeah, if there's anything I remember, I'm going to drop them in the comment section or the description. But don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and also share with your friends. And I'll be seeing you in the next one. Yeah, thank you.